ZNS Total Sports is brought to you by Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Amajal Knowles with your Sunday Sports. Some big news coming from the University of the Bahamas' athletic department as the school announcing today during its media day that it is finalizing its membership application for the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics and expects to submit the document this fall to become official members of the organization. Director of Athletics Kimberly Roll.
Academic year, we intend to advance on behalf of the university an application for NAIA membership. We have worked very closely with a consultancy company this year who basically kind of helped us to chart a course to say, here are your weaknesses, this is what you need to work on, this is what you need to improve on. While we were not able to do all of that, we feel confident that we were able to do most of it. And we feel now that the University of the Bahamas is in a good enough position to make that application.
Now, as for the shortlist in terms of criteria that the university has to check out.
Our process in planning and preparing university athletics has had to work with the Office of the Provost because there are certain academic courseworks, etc., that they wish to see. We've had to work with the Office of the Registrar because there are certain data they want, particularly as it relates to the university student. We've had to work with the Office of Institutional Strengthening because they want to know a little bit more about our accreditation and how that works. We've had to work with our Office of Finance because they want to see what our financials look like, etc. We've had to work with the Office of the President because they want to know that there is direct support from the CEO relevant to the university athletics program. And so from all of these different programs, you have to get information, and that's not an easy thing to do. I think students in here would tell you when they have to work on group assignments, some of them are like, I'd much rather work by myself, because it's not always the easiest thing to do, but that's why we got to jump start, ahead, because we knew there was a lot of information that we had to gather in order to make this application. As it relates to rejection, I think right now we're at no. We're at no.
There are about 65,000 athletes in the NAIA with 250 schools. If the application is successful, UB will be the first school outside of Canada and the United States to be accepted into the NAIA. More interviews from the Mingo's Media Day will be in tomorrow's newscast. Tennis news, Kevin Johnson Jr., tennis player that has represented the country on both the Davis Cup and CAC levels, gives our news team an update on what he's doing now.
This month I've been working with Impact Tennis and Ricardo Demerit, and in 2 weeks I go to California for my second pro event for the year, and I got into qualifying rounds, so that'll start in the 12th of next month. And I've been working towards that and training with Ricardo and MacFit 360, and that's about it right now.
Mother Nature once again rang her head over in the New Providence Softball Association's playoffs as rain causing the cancellation of another pair of games. On the ladies' side, the Truckers and Sharks. On the men's side, the Hitman and the Chances Mighty Mitts. League President Desiree Taylor on the frustration of weather delays prolonging the series.
Well, it is frustrating because we have a target that we want to meet. And with the postponement of games, we're not going to meet that target. So it is a bit frustrating, but we can't help Mother Nature.
What is that target?
We want to be done by at least mid-September, late September. We don't want to play in October.
She does mention, however, the league is looking into some preventative measures.
It is on my agenda. We are looking into getting a top for the field. But that's a step forward. We can't do it at this point, but going forward, yes, we're looking into that.
As for the coaches of the aforementioned Johnson Lady Truckers and Platinum Pool Sharks, Mario Ford and Shane Albury, they have different perspectives on the cancellations.
Well, it's not really frustrating. It is. Things happens and you really can't do nothing about it. So you just have to continue going along with your game plan for the next game, what you had planned for the previous game.
So there's no switching the game plan?
No, we're not going to go switch no game plan because, this This is serious now where you have to win, and if you don't win, it's going to get harder down the line for you to try to win games. So sure, it's serious, and you want to win and jump out on quick on top and get the lead and contain it and do what you need to do.
It is a bit frustrating, especially when your team is ready and geared up to play. Obviously this costs, players have to adjust their schedules. Because of it, we'll miss a few players on Monday. But unfortunately, that's one of the things we have to live with at the moment. I'm hoping that, for the next season, we could work on having some top or some covering so that we don't have this sort of delay that continuously, hamper the sport. So at this point, it continues to drag on and on.
Play is expected to resume on Monday. And that will do for sports. A quick check on weather is up next.